news from our studio BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am yours faithfully, Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the national news. Evil forces contesting against Nigeria will be defeated, says Oshibadu. In Kanu, police disperse Sowore others with tear gas, bullets at Abuja courts. IPOB sit at home ground southeast Kanu's trials holds today. 2 dismissed policemen, 5 others arrested for hijacking Ogun trucks. DSS flout judge's order as Kanu appears in court in same attire. Kanu, FG brings documentary evidence to courts. Now the news in details. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has said the soul of the North and of Nigeria by extension is being contested by some of the most destructive and evil forces in contemporary history. He, however, said the regime of the President, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, is firmly resolved to resist and defeat them. The VP said these as special guest of honor at the 8th Sir Ahmadu Bello Foundation Memorial Lecture in Kanu State on Tuesday, as disclosed in the statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Laulu Akode. Osinbajo asserted, "It is a fight we are determined to win, and we know that by the grace of God, all of these evil forces will be completely exterminated." Emphasizing the rationale for a tough collaborative resistance, the VP submitted that without it, neither the glorious legacies of the past nor the future of our children will inherit is immune to the unchecked onslaught. It is for this reason, he explained, that the President on numerous occasions reiterated the view that our peace and security architecture must recognize that traditional institutions are our first line of defense against the forces of anarchy. He further noted that this explains why the federal government has deepened its partnership with traditional institutions on several fronts, adding that given their familiarity with the local environment, traditional institutions are integral to our nationwide program of community policing and can deliver valuable intelligence to state authorities. Operatives of the Nigerian police force have dispersed a former presidential aspirant and activist, Oboyele Sowore, and other individuals who were present at the federal high courts to monitor the arraignment of the leader of the proscribed group, the indigenous people of Biafra, in Kanu, the Punch has observed. The Punch report that Sowore, who arrived at the federal high court in Abuja on Wednesday morning, was barred from accessing the court premises and was attacked by some hoodlums. After which, the security operatives began to fire live ammunition into the air, creating an environment of fear and disarray. The Punch report that Sowore, an activist, had on October 21, 2021, visited the federal high court to witness the ongoing trial of Kanu. Sowore, who was also attacked, then blamed the operatives of the Department of State Services for the attack on him. Hoodlums suspected to be members of the indigenous people of Biafra on Tuesday stormed the St. Teresa Catholic Church, Calcutta Parish, Awada, near the Ukiago Junction, Onitsha, in a bid to enforce the sit-at-home directive. The young men in the large numbers were said to be heavily armed with machetes and kegs of fuel and caused a stampede in the church as members who had gathered for a service ran helter-skelter. The hoodlums were said to have approached the altar where the priest, identified simply as Reverend Father Joseph, was conducting the 5:30 a.m. Mass and interrogated him on why he was conducting the service when he knew that their leader, Nnamdi Kanu, would be in court. It was gathered that the priest answered them in a diplomatic manner by telling them, "Yes, we are in church to pray for Kanu." An eyewitness said the men, after interrogating the priest for several minutes, walked around the church and left. After walking around the church and saying that the people who came for the morning mass had fled, the boys left, and on their way they met a tricycle operator at the Okaibo Junction who was waiting for passengers. They hurled him out and burnt his keke, the eyewitness said. Major roads were deserted, and markets and motor parks were locked up while banks remained shut in Onitsha. Operatives of the Ogun State Police Command have arrested 2 dismissed police sergeants and 6 others for allegedly hijacking 4 trucks with goods value at 25 million naira. The dismissed Corps, Onwafo Onyebuchi and Idakole Benjamin, were part of 7 suspects who allegedly specialized in hijacking trucks loaded with goods on the Shagamu-Ijebu-Ode Expressway. The State Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Abimbola Oyemi, in a statement on Tuesday, said 5 other suspects, Ibrahim Musa, Abulade Shola, Ikem Ejimofo, Adebayo Jamiu, and Ayeye Edwin, were arrested following a distress call received at the Odobolu Divisional Headquarters. Oyemi said the police received a call on December 8, 2021, around 3 a.m. that a gang of robbers blocked the expressway and hijacked a truck loaded with blue band products of the Unilever Nigeria Limited. He said the robbers overpowered the driver and motorboard, took them to the bush and tied them down there before taking away the truck. On the strength of the distress call, the DPO Odobolu Division, SP Awoniyi Adekunle, quickly led his patrol team to the scene, but the hoodlums had moved from there before their arrival. They started tracing the hoodlums based on the description of the hijacked truck. Their effort paid off when the truck was sighted at the narrow land area of the expressway, moving towards the Ijebu-Ode Road. They were given a hot chase, and 3 of the hoodlums, namely Musa Ibrahim, Shola Abalade, and Edwin Ayeye, were arrested, while others escaped in a Honda Space wagon car. The PPRO said the fleeing suspect contacted a lawyer and informed him that the police had unlawfully arrested their friends. They reportedly asked the lawyer to secure their release from custody. On getting to the office of the DPO, the lawyer was told to produce those that briefed him about the case before those in police custody would be released. The lawyer there and then called them to come as the case was about to be settled. The duo of Onwafo Onyebuchi and Idakole Benjamin, who were later identified as dismissed police sergeants, then came around and they were arrested by the DPO and his men. On interrogation, the suspect confessed to blocking the expressway and hijacking the blue band loaded truck from the driver after tying down the driver and his motorboy in the bush. Despite the order of Justice Binta Inyako of a federal high court sitting in Abuja that the Department of State Services should allow Nnamdi Kanu to have a change of clothes, the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra yet again appeared on court on Wednesday with the same designer wears he wore when he was rearrested and brought back to Nigeria in June 2021. The Punch had earlier reported the Kanu's lead counsel, Mike Ozekome, San, on Tuesday, drawing the attention of the judge to the treatment his client was being subjected to in the custody of the DSS. This is despite an earlier order by Justice Inyako in December 2021 that the secret police allowed the IPOB leader to practice his faith, have his bath, change his clothes, and eat properly. Justice Inyako on Tuesday reiterated the order and asked the secret police to allow Kanu some comfort in custody. I don't want to see him in this clothes again. This one is almost off-white. Also, make sure that you allow him to exercise, Inyako had said. But the DSS flouted the order of the judge as the secret police produced Kanu in court on Wednesday clad in the same attire. Kanu, 54, was born on September 25, 1967 at Afaraoku, Abia State. And to the last story for the day, still on Nnamdi Kanu's case, the federal government may today, Wednesday, open the trial of the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on the terrorism charges after his formal arraignment. The Punch report that exhibits likely to be tendered against Kanu by the government have been brought to the courtroom where the arraignment is scheduled to hold today. Also, electronic equipment comprising various cameras have been brought to court and being inspected by the lead counsel to the federal government, Shaibu Labaran. Kanu has just been brought into the courtroom exchanging pleasantries with his lawyers led by Mike Ozekome Sam. Similarly, family members of the Biafran leader, including a nursing mother, have taken their seat in the courtroom. A representative of the British High Commissioner billed toward the trial for the United Kingdom has also been allowed into the courtroom while it lasts. That was the national news from BGI TV. But before we go, let's take the headlines once again. Evil forces contesting against Nigeria will be defeated, says Oshibajo. Nnamdi Kanu police disperse Sowore, others with tear gas, bullets at Abuja courts. We also brought to you IPOB sit at on ground southeast. Kanu's trial holds today. We also brought before you 2 dismissed policemen, 5 others arrested for hijacking Ogo trucks. DSS floor judge's order as Nnamdi Kanu appears in court in same attire. And finally, Nnamdi Kanu, FG brings documentary evidence to court against him. Thank you for watching. You can link up on YouTube channel Baba Gbagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates as well. On Facebook, Gbagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. You need to like the page and follow the page for you to get updated with our broadcasts. And on Instagram, Gbagede Imo _22. And also for advert placement of goods and services and coverage of events as well. The phone number streaming on your screen is the number to dial. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawan.